Hello! Have you ever wondered what an ecological footprint is? Well, it's a measure of the land you need to provide everything you consume. It is measured in square meters and it depends on a great deal of parameters, and it is often confused with a carbon or water footprint. But this is, as we already saw, the exhaust of greenhouse gases in kilograms CO2 and water use in liters. We thus look at our demand, so the land we need, being for example our food production, energy production, built-up land, and produced carbon emissions. Carbon emissions is considered as a demand, because we need to be able to treat this waste and we need certain area to do so. The total area required is the ecological footprint. We then look at the supply, so the land available for this production or waste treatment. We call this the biocapacity. Not every piece of land is as productive as another. 1 square meter can produce more or less food depending on the soil, etc. And we will therefore multiply the surface to its bioproductivity. This will give one standard measure of land that we call global hectares, and we then compare the ecological footprint to the available biocapacity. At this point, our global ecological footprint is larger than the available land, so we are removing natural resources faster than nature is able to resupply them. Is to work together on a global scale to better divide the burden, because a country can create more forest to treat the carbon, but then it will have less land to produce the needed products and will have to import them. This import will only increase the production of carbon, so this might not be a solution. But what can you do? Research shows that a nutritionally balanced vegetarian diet provides an ecological footprint that is 2.5 times lower than that of one comprised mainly of animal-based proteins. This is because, as previously explained, consuming animal-based products just isn't as efficient as eating plant-based ones. One of the major influences you can have is changing your diet to a more plant-based one. As you must know by now, we believe in not eliminating everything, but learning about your impact and then making the changes you want to make for yourself. Saving the planet should be a joyful experience. But is it enough to just lower your ecological footprint? The answer is unfortunately no, as it is not sufficient to only look at your carbon footprint or water footprint. It is not sufficient to only take into account your ecological footprint. But why is that? Well, because the ecological footprint does not take into account the social aspect. For example, are the farmers being treated properly? The depletion of natural resources, for example, the fact that we are running out of a lot of stuff, like oil, or products that are inherently bad, such as radioactive materials or toxins. The ecological degradation, for example, deforestation, eutrophication, or soil loss, is also not taken into account unless the degradation lowers the bioproductivity. So, that's it again.